Okay.
Yeah, that's how my homeboy met his girl. He just salsa, bro. And
Bro, I
it's
just
like,
told this man I don't have a lot of time, and he's like, do more. He's like, you know what? Dedicate your life to
He's
some
like, pick
dance.
up a new hobby.
you got a
And
couple
practice
hours.
it 3 hours a day.
A couple hours every night to the week, 1 or 2 times a week. You can spare a couple hours.
But
This man
time.
says he doesn't have time, bro.
Yo, I barely have time for the stuff I'm doing already that I've started.
Yeah, I get.
We all know AGB
just-
spreading
hey,
itself way too
My
thin.
dark Twitter, I just found a full-length midget porn. I can send it to you.
Whoa.
What does that have to do with
Bro,
anything?
what?
That was
He said he
totally-
got-
Yo, let's just
This is
skip.
the wild
We're
stuff
not
he
even
says
talking.
online.
He said
And if you ain't fucking with this podcast, then you're just a bitch ass trick.
I was like, yeah, I'm cool with being gym bros, but like, just
Nice
is
cakes,
what it
bro.
is. Yeah, he's like perfect butt. I was like, dude, he could have said,
Was
something
he
better.
big himself? Pause.
yeah.
Whoa,
Whoa. My
No,
God.
I'm recording
he's
also.
tall dude, probably like 6'3", 6'4".
Okay.
So yeah,
He definitely would have clapped them cheeks.
no.
Well,
Well, I mean, if you're in the gym, right, and you say that, if you, like, I don't know. If you ever say, like,
get
you
compliments.
say,
Get
say like,
compliments,
hey, nice
yeah.
tits to a guy if they're pressing,
Nice
pressing a
pecs.
lot.
You wouldn't say nice tits unless you knew them. Like, then you'd say that. But like, if it's just like a person like you're cool, like, man, you really got nice physique, nice pectoral muscles and stuff like that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Folks getting deep on the squats and all you hear is, damn, that ass thick.
Nah, bro, you'd be surprised, bro. A lot of people just sit there and fucking just watch you.
oh, 100%.
Yeah, and I lift a lot of weight sometimes, so they just be looking at me like, "What the hell are you doing?" So I'm.
So how
Wait,
how
Zach
long
needs
do you
to
think
open
he's
up.
been wanting to tell you that?
I don't know. When I go to the gym, I'm kind of like zoned out,
Yeah.
not looking around. Unless I know you, and then I see you in the corner of my eye, and I'm like, "What's up?" But I have to be zoned out, and just cause I'm lifting weights. I'm trying to get better.
You go to
So
Planet Fitness, right?
what the fuck?
Bro, are
I'm
you
gonna go to
serious,
YouFit,
bro? You gonna try him?
'Cause I'm-
Bro, you fit Planet Fitness is the same.
No, it's not.
Both
YouFit's
have the
different.
weirdos. Both of them have weirdos.
It's just a new day, a new age. But yeah, man, it's it is what it is.
All right, well, let me introduce the pod. Welcome back to another episode of Save It for the Pod, episode number 114. Y'all have heard, if you're listening, a familiar voice. If you're watching, you see a familiar voice standing at 6'2",
See a familiar
243. He'll
6'3".
fight a bear. 6'3", my bad. Let me give you your
Bro, are you
inches back.
serious?
I'll give you an extra
Pause,
inch.
pause,
I'll
pause.
give Brandon an extra inch.
Whoa.
Oh, hey.
Excuse me.
Let me give you your inches back, but I'll give you an extra inch. Like, wait a minute, my guy, wait.
Brandon Grizz is in the building.
He's back, he's back, he's back.
Original pod member.
Hello.
We have missed him. You've been back one time, I think, since you never officially left. Like, there wasn't all right, I'm out of here. But you left the pod. I think you came back one time.
Yeah.
And this is time number 2. And the people happy. And even if y'all not happy, I'm happy.
Welcome back, Grizz. We miss you, bro.
Yeah,
Yes.
man. I was fat. I had to go lose some weight before I came back to the pod. I
Had
lost
to,
some, then I gained some, then I lost it again.
had to get the
So,
cheeks right for sure.
Now it just stays where it's at. Just trying
Yeah.
to get body fat percentage down.
Facts. I think since you've left the pod, you had purchased a house, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So update the people on how the house
The
has come.
people.
Well, if you guys have a house, if you don't have a house,
If
you
you're
can always
homeless.
remember when you're a kid and your dad's always doing some work around the house, always doing something, always asking for help, and you're like, man, does he just come up with these chores? I now know why, because having a house is just like unlimited chores. Like you think you're done with everything, then bang, the sprinklers break, bang, something happens. So it's
I'm
like
not
a
looking forward to
never-ending story kind of thing. Like you're always doing something. And you're always like putting in a door, taking out this, demoing that. Then when you sit on the couch, you're like, dang, I got to change that light bulb. And you're like, so it just never ends, but it's like a good never ends. You know what I'm saying? It keeps you busy.
What was the hardest project that you had to do?
I think was clean up the backyard was the hardest project because it was was registered a nature preserve. Because the previous owner had let it go, Not like it looked bad, but like it
was
just was
overgrown
a lot
for
of
sure.
trees.
Yeah.
I had to remove a lot of trees, and I did it all myself, ground a lot of stumps down. So I think that was the hardest. That was pretty much the hardest thing was getting all that cleaned out, and now it's finally actually looking like decent. Got grass growing because there was no grass back there. Even though it's a pretty big yard. So I think the backyard was probably like the biggest thing, and I feel like that's like the never-ending story. Part back there because it's always I break a sprinkler, the dogs break a sprinkler, or something's going on. So
And that was actually going to be my follow-up question. While you redid the backyard, were the dogs taken into consideration at all? Like, did you make it a husky haven?
oh, bro, they love it. They loved it either way.
Yeah.
Whether it had all the bushes and stuff like that, they thought it was like the craziest thing. They used to just run around and run through the bushes and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But I've cleaned it out, and they still just run around and chase each other. So they love it. They just be hanging out.
Yeah.
The only thing is they get in my garden. I got to put a fence in the garden area because they just like to go lay on top of the plants.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, at all places, there's grass right there. Go lay in the grass. Nah, I'm gonna go lay on this broccoli.
You got a garden?
Yeah, I got 2 raised beds that I have. Like, I have tomatoes, I have okra growing in there, I have chives, basil, mint, marigolds to keep the pests away. But yeah, then I have another little garden area, and then I have more like in the front where I have like fruits and stuff.
And that's funny that you have all this because I feel like my perspective, as well as a bunch of other people, it's always like Brandon would be the one motherfucker that's prepared for a zombie apocalypse. And this nigga living up to it with having his own garden.
Can I come plant some trees there?
Bro, I just killed all the trees. Well,
I just killed all the
I got a lemon tree too. But yeah.
Tree.
Oh, nah.
You should grow a mango tree.
Nah. I mean, my neighbor wouldn't say anything. Oh, bro, everybody's got mango trees. My neighbors like bring me mango trees. Like, I mean, not mango trees, but mangoes all the time. And I give them papayas, so it's like kind of like a
you got
trade-off.
a papaya tree?
Yeah, I got like a bunch of papayas.
Damn, that's
You guys are like a little village.
Eating those things out.
Hey.
Whoa. But yeah,
It's a freaky pie.
Yeah, so I just be giving them out. I give them out to people at work and stuff like that as well. You know what I'm saying? I have a soursop.
Oh, nice.
That's
Well, it's actually a custard. It's related to them, but it's a custard apple. So it's like a very sweet thing, and everybody loves it. And because like I guess it's like rare.
Yeah.
Like you don't really find a lot of it down here. You find like a lot of it down in the islands and stuff like that. Like people, I haven't seen one of these in 20 years. I haven't had one. And I'm like, oh yeah.
I always thought soursop was like a Suriname specific thing, but as I grow up, it's clearly not. But AJ, what would you say was the hardest project for you when you bought your house?
Well, you didn't really have a yard, so.
Yeah. And also, now that I think about it, is your place like a house, or is it like
It's a row home.
A what?
A row home. So like like a townhouse, but
Got you.
but like Hey Arnold, like where he lived in.
Yeah, Hey Arnold is definitely what comes to mind.
The roof. Oh my gosh, definitely the roof. Yeah, the roof.
Yeah, because y'all messed up the roof, right?
Yeah, we just did it backwards, but yeah.
Gotcha.
So we had to do it twice. And it was in the middle of the summer.
I'm not looking forward to any of that.
Every time
shit.
I hear somebody doing roofing, I think of that Rick Ross lyric.
You think of what?
That Rick Ross lyric when he was like...
That's not what he said, though.
He was like, when he was talking about how he did roofing, he was like, that should be bad for your skin.
Oh, yeah. Facts. But like I said, I'm excited. Grizz back. We happy to have you back. Hopefully the listeners happy. But we can go right into the topics. So...
Oh, wait. Bro, everything was hard, honestly, because we had to
bad,
paint.
my bad.
We had to. My bad. I was thinking about it.
Like,
We had to. We have one of those, like our stairwell, right?
Yeah.
Had really high ceilings. And painting that was crazy. And obviously floors are kind of hard.
Long
get the
stick
extendo?
pause.
Yeah.
Like a 6 foot,
The extendo, but then you're looking straight up,
Yeah.
and your neck is killing you, and you're just like rolling up and down. Yeah.
How high would you
hate
say the
painting.
ceiling is?
30 feet.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's like, because it's, I think it'd be 30 feet. Yeah. Because our ceilings are pretty tall in there. It's definitely over 10 feet. Like the regular ceilings is probably around like 12 or so. I wonder what my standing reaches. Anyway, because I can't reach it in some of them, but it's yeah. So it's like that stairwell, and then there's a skylight too that goes straight to the roof. So it's basically from the roof down to the second floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Anyway.
Cool. So I think you had put this on there, AJ, since you made the sheet for this week. Appreciate that. But you put fake horse racing is now a competition, and that anything is a competition.
Oh my gosh, you guys seen what I sent you?
Yes, bro. That was hilarious.
I didn't see it.
Well, I sent you on IG. It's been going around a little bit, but you know those like toys you got where it's like a horse head on a broomstick?
Yeah.
And you just like gallop around.
Yeah.
But it's
So
a competition where they're like basically equestrians, but they don't have real horses. They have that, and they're jumping over like obstacles and stuff, and like prancing around.
You sent it recently?
Yeah, today.
This one, because
Yeah,
I tried clicking on it, because 9 times out of 10 when I'm at work, I open it on my computer, so it wasn't opening, but I'm watching it now. Nah, this is ridiculous. And you know what's even more fucked up?
I've seen a bunch of clips
I'm
too.
sure people probably gambling on this too.
Probably, yeah.
Y'all saw that Special Olympics now? Like you can bet on the Special
It
Olympics.
reminded me of The Ringer, that movie with
yes,
Johnny
that's
Knoxville.
exactly what it's like.
Yeah, that was a funny movie.
People are cheering and stuff like, "Oh my god, like, what is going on?"
Bro, I would do it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Especially
I would
if there's
do
a
it.
cash prize.
That'd be so much fun, just running and jumping over things.
Yes. And
Bro, they would be like, "Look at him, he's a stallion."
but Brandon
I'll pay
is
top dollar for him.
Brandon is
Actually, I wouldn't do it now.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
but listen, you a upstanding citizen. You know how
Where's she going
many
with this?
shady people and fucked up people probably betting on Special Olympics and then probably like getting mad at Special Olympic athletes
I
after
was
the
talking about
fact.
the horse is not the Special
Oh.
Olympics. I was like the equestrian jumping. I was like, I'm not doing the Special Olympics.
My bad.
Wait, are you trying to say Brandon is special? Is
Bro,
that what
could you
you're
imagine
saying?
niggas betting on Special Olympics is wild.
Yeah, it's extremely wild.
Hey, it's
You ain't got no human decency if you betting on Special
No,
Olympics.
I mean they deserve
Bro,
to
Yeah,
be
wait,
treated
why?
like
You
regular
got
athletes.
exactly.
America.
But it's
there's no
like I
morals.
said, it's the shady people that's getting mad at the Special Olympic athletes for not producing the way that they thought that they should have been produced. That's the issue.
Your ass a degenerate if you bet on Special Olympics.
No, your ass is a degenerate if you bet and then spazzing out on athletes and then meeting them behind the track and breaking their kneecaps because they didn't follow through on what you
Whoa.
thought was
What
going to
the-
be.
What have you experienced?
What the
man?
hell is Zach's like?
You
I
good?
seen
I
it.
mean,
I've
just
done
gotta
it.
relapse.
it's equal. You know what I'm saying? They do that to like LeBron and get mad at LeBron and get
Yeah.
mad at that.
That's
so,
true.
I mean, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not. You shouldn't give them like special treatment.
Yeah.
And no pun intended with that. You know what I'm saying? If you're betting on games, like people are gonna get mad if they lose money, regardless. And there's something you can't stop.
Before I get us canceled, not we, because I've been the one pushing it. But back to the horse racing. Would y'all participate
Absolutely, bro.
in this, bro?
If
I'm
there's a cash prize?
smoking everyone.
Yeah.
Bro, what?
Is this long distance or short distance?
But you saw the video. It's like, I don't know if they're racing. I think it's just
Yeah, but
like
I
a
don't know how many
competition.
laps they doing.
It don't matter, bro.
Dang, you think we could get Blue Boy sponsored?
I can jump
Oh,
higher.
shit,
I can
bro, we
I can
definitely
jump higher
could.
than Shorty, bro.
You said what?
I can jump higher. Than
She
Shorty.
do got bunnies, though. I can't even
she-
deny
She's
it.
hopping though. You can't.
Did they slow? I need to see it in
She got
slow-mo.
bunnies, but I got bunnies too.
Like she got up there, bro. I can't even deny
I
it.
think I could get
She
up there
did.
too.
But
Salute to her.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Someone said cringe but impressive, and I completely agree.
Nah, dude.
yeah, it was funny. I seen it a few times, and I was like, we gotta talk about this.
Hey,
I'm
imagine
just
a
telling
hose
you,
there.
I couldn't jump that high. Not
Ma-
anymore.
Yeah, you could, bro.
Not anymore. No, she's
18-year-old, 19-year-old Brandon.
No,
Best in the
no.
country.
It's different because her body weight is very low and she's flexible. It's not that she's jumping super high. It's
Bro, she
that
cannot
she's
dunk a basketball.
Moving her body through
Yeah.
the air.
You did high jump too.
Yeah, but still, that's a flaw.
you did high jump? I didn't
yeah,
know that.
yeah. But this is like she's going up and she's picking her knees up so
Yeah.
high.
Mhm.
The amount of flexibility.
I
that
could pick
goes
my
into
knees
that.
up.
Bro, but like a high jump athlete, that's what they do.
I
So
can do
any
that,
high
bro.
jump, like the best high jump athlete would probably kill that competition.
You'd have to see how tall that bar is.
So I'm watching again.
If she can do it, the best high jump athlete can do that.
But the best high jump athlete is not
All
going
right.
to do it.
So she's.
But
That's
if
the
there's a cash prize,
If I had to guess, she's like 5'3", and the bar looks like it's as tall as her, so it's probably like 5'3".
I could jump 5'3".
I'm not saying what she didn't do. What she did wasn't impressive. I'm just saying like, I think you could do it, Brandon.
Yeah,
People
probably.
could do it.
But not right now.
Well, yeah,
I'm
if
too
you
old
like,
for that.
if you were younger. Because I've seen you do some crazy jumping things.
100% facts. The
Well,
amount of times that I just randomly think of the vlog footage that I got when you dunked on Eric Dunn, bro, I think about that at least once a month.
You got to drop that in the Discord.
I do.
That's
I
actually,
do.
that's actually hilarious.
And then
tag him.
Roman's
yeah. Roman's on his team.
yeah, Roman nuts on your head in the
like-
background.
He's like,
Like,
on
Roman,
my
you're on my
team."
team.
Commentary in the back.
It's
You
like,
got to
yo,
drop that in the Discord.
yo,
bro.
it's
I
like,
do.
oh god, but
Dude.
yeah, man. But it's still like it's a straight on jump. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you high jumping, you're running, and you're coming up side. Even if you're scissoring
Yeah.
it, you're coming up from the side and going
Scissoring
over
it.
But
Yeah,
she's
that's what
picking
it's
her
called.
knees straight up to her body and getting over it.
Yeah.
Now you try to move your leg up like that.
You
start
just take a
feeling
little
it in your
practice.
hip.
That's all.
Yeah.
Bro, I'd lose a lot of weight to do that. I'm telling you right now, because like her muscle mass is low, so that's another thing where she doesn't have to.
Yeah, it's more flexibility.
How much
than-
would you say you weighed in college?
220.
220.
when you
on
first got to
average?
college?
No, on average I was 220.
Okay.
So the highest I ever was during college was like 230.
Okay.
Like the heaviest I was at, and yeah. But it wasn't there for long. It was like,
Got you.
got out of there really quick. Back to 220, 220 and below.
Okay. All right, AJ, I got to give you props on this one because this did look like it was trending on Twitter and you saw it before me. But first dates, apparently.
Oh no, that's Shout out to Lindsay. Lindsay hit us up in the
Did
in the
she?
Sif Pod DMs, but I
missed that.
No, I opened it. that's
Oh,
why.
okay.
And then I responded to her and I put dash AJ so she knew who she
Okay.
was.
But
But I told her we were gonna
apparently, ice cream dates cannot be a first date. How y'all feel about that?
Bullshit. Why can't it be? Who puts rules on first dates? Fuck these rules.
These social media women.
No, because think about it, right? Check.
Talk
right?
that talk, Phil.
Let them know.
We in the
Phil.
times of where shit's weird, especially for men and like women's safety.
Okay.
So it
Yeah.
only makes sense to do shit on a first date nowadays in public where lots of people. What's the most safest? That might be the most safest date you can have. It's like, hey, I want to meet you, see if this works out. How about we get ice cream? There's always people at ice cream places. Ice cream places are always well lit, and they're always in like fucking centers,
Like plazas.
Yeah.
plazas, and
There's
centers. where
always
lots-
families, people are
where
there. Yeah.
like where it would be harder to kidnap somebody. So I actually think that's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the best place to have a first date. I might go take Danny to an ice cream shop just because of it.
If it's not a first date.
It don't
But
matter.
yeah,
I wanted to feel safe.
Nah,
So I only saw arguments from
Mm-hmm.
your perspective and what's about to be all of our perspectives. I'm assuming I didn't see from the women's side, but if
yeah,
I
would want to
to
ask women.
if I had to guess, it's because they want an expensive first date. They
Mm-hmm.
want that $200 date that you see argued on.
They
social
want to try
media.
that restaurant that they didn't want to pay for.
Exactly.
Well, then they can date a nigga that's gonna pay for it. That's stupid. You get that.
That's what the girl said. She's like, "Oh yeah, I don't think," and he's like, "Cool. Like I don't think this, like we're on the same time." And he's like, "Makes sense."
because then what
But
if
it-
it's like, go ahead.
But if it's the first time you're meeting someone in person, like you're expecting them to drop $200
$200,
on that date,
Yeah.
you don't even know if you really like them in person. Like people could be entirely different over text and whatever, you know,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
over an app or whatever. So it's like
And
Bro.
you gotta confirm it's not a catfish.
Mm.
exactly.
that
You-
too.
just imagine going somewhere. Imagine if you went there and then you were a catfish, or just like he didn't like you that much. And he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave this restaurant. I'm not doing this. You would have
Yeah.
felt way worse than if you guys had ice cream, talked a little bit, and then you're like, all right, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But also, that's like that's a lot of money, dude. $200 for a first date.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm not doing that.
You know how much stuff I can buy with $200?
But it's not even
It's not. It's the
$200.
principles of setting a bar. I'm
That's-
just not
That's
setting
what
a bar
I was
that
gonna
high.
say.
Like I'm just not.
I have
doing it.
no issue spending $200 on a first date if you're okay with the bar only getting lower instead of higher. Because I'm not going up from there. I'm only going to go
Yeah,
down.
dude.
Yeah,
Dude.
I'm not setting expectation
No.
like, yo, he dropped 200 on me, so every time we go, no, if I drop 200 on you on the first date, I'm also expecting to clap cheeks. So if we not clapping cheeks, I'm
Yeah.
not spending $200.
Yeah.
Your cheeks is
so
worth
much.
$200, and if you think it's worth more, then you dating the wrong. Like, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. But like you said, everyone likes ice cream, so I don't see what the issue is.
Well, she's lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
No,
then-
because ice
then
cream
she-
they usually have vegan options now because they have sorbets or
Mhm.
like ices and popsicles and shit.
That's
So it's
facts.
like it got enough for everybody, and it's well lit and safe. So
Yeah.
are y'all thinking about getting over, or y'all thinking about y'all safety?
Yeah.
That's my biggest question.
The only
Yeah, I'm always looking for
concern-
something that's like low. I don't say low impact because I mean that could mean different things to everybody, but like low cost and low tax for both of you. Because one, you guys don't know each other, and two, you shouldn't expect someone to just like pay a bunch or like come out of pocket really anything the first time you guys are meeting. I don't know.
Okay, so because I thought I had this random thought mid this conversation, it would only be bad if you're not trying to impress the girl. So when I took Danny out on the first date, we went to Speakeasy, and that was an expensive date. I think I spent like $170. First date.
And you didn't clap cheeks.
And I did not clap
Well,
cheeks.
let me pause you real
Close
quick.
to
First
200.
date, you should always be trying to impress them. But are you trying to impress them with how you spend your money and what you can bring into their life, or are you trying to impress them with the conversation and your personality? Because I'm sure you weren't maybe trying to impress Danny with, this is the lavish lifestyle that I can bring you. It was, I'm trying to impress you with my personality and my mouthpiece.
I didn't think it was gonna be that much. I was just trying to impress her with like going somewhere.
Oh look,
cool.
yeah. Did you know about this place?
Like,
Right.
hey, this is a nice
Someplace
place.
where he'd enjoy too.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then I
it
got
just
the
ended
bill
up
and was
being
like,
that,
God damn. I'm about to
Yeah.
try to clap cheeks. I tried, but I failed.
Wait,
think-
if you don't mind me asking and saying on the pod, how many dates would you say that it took before Danny finally gave up the cheeks?
Nah, Danny had like a 3-month rule, which is why we
3
ended up
months?
dating. Yeah.
Damn.
Awesome.
Nah, that made me respect her actually.
Okay.
It made me like her more, cause like generally
So basically,
it worked.
the women are right. They need you to. You gotta come out of pocket
No, it's,
to respect them.
no, it's not. It's not that you gotta come out of pocket. It was one. I just thought she was like way too good to be true. But if we would we could have went on an ice cream date to meet each other initially, and we still would. I think we still would have been in the same place because Danny's like low maintenance. But I was just like, damn, shorty kind of fine.
Yeah.
Like at that time, she was like the baddest chick I had met on like any date nap. So I'm like, all right, well, if she bad like this in real life, let me actually wine and dine it a little bit.
Yeah.
But if she's like a regular chick, then nah. But if she like a 10, don't take her to an ice cream date. If she anywhere from like a 7 to a below, take her on an ice
Wait,
cream date.
why you
the-
can't take now you contradicted
Hey,
all
yo.
of our points.
don't
Why you can't take a
understand.
10 on an ice cream date?
Pause.
Cause you're trying to like, I don't know. It's like it's weird because it's like I get both sides, and I'm kind of more on the ice cream date is the safest, and it's say for instance, right? I met a chick and I took her to acai bowls, low cost,
Yeah.
middle of the day. Wanted to make sure she was safe. And she was a catfish, but I think what made Danny different is we talked for like a month before we talked for a long time before we
Gotcha.
went on the first date. So if it's just like y'all talk short period of time, then yes. But if y'all have established rapport and got to know each other and seen each other like on photos, like me and Danny FaceTimed and shit, so that was different.
Okay, yeah, I can see that being
But
different.
if it's like
But if it's the
y'all
first
haven't
time
done-
you're
if y'all
seeing
haven't
someone
built
in
rapport,
person
then yeah,
and
ice
really
cream
getting
is
So I'm
to
sure.
gonna tell you guys, like first dates, I've never spent money,
But you've been on a first date.
but never spent really never spent.
So what would
money.
What you be doing? You be dropping.
What would you say is like a typical first date
You want
for
to go watch clouds? You want to go skating and stuff like that? So it's like doing
Yeah.
stuff like that, like actually interactive, and you can actually see what the person's about. You know what I'm saying? Like going to movies, you used to think that going to movies was like a thing, but you don't really talk to the person. or anything
I
like
think
that.
it's
So that's
a
like
terrible
the
date
worst,
idea.
the worst
It's
first
terrible
date
first date idea.
option ever, do. But I like to do like interactive things, like
first
have
or
fun.
sorry, movie if it's by itself. If it's a movie with other things, then it's not that bad.
Oh yeah, that's like yeah. But so like going skating, going hanging out, doing something that's like physically physical involvement and stuff like that. And, you know, just like I said, going out where there's a lot of people around, you know what I'm saying? You want people to feel comfortable. You don't want to be like awkwardly just with that person, you know? And, I mean, or they make it awkward. It's not really, it's whoever makes it awkward in my opinion. But like a lot of times first dates, I just, you know, just do some cool activity that doesn't really cost anything.
I think
And we can go look at clouds. We can go fucking skate.
I think coffee is a good idea too. Like
Yeah,
coffee is a
coffee.
sleeper.
Yeah.
Like you
Like,
invite a
fuck.
chick to like a cafe for like
$6?
who don't drink. I mean,
Definitely
you ain't
done
gotta
some
drink
coffee.
coffee, but like tea. But it's just like the environment is promoting conversation. So
But I've seen the same argument about the ice cream dates.
Be made about
is-
coffee too.
Yeah, made about coffee.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I like your ideas too, Brandon. Like, I'll do those as well.
if you meet,
But
hippies,
sometimes people just like, I feel like, at least the women I've talked to don't really want to, like, they just see it as like a cop out, or like it seems like they put a price tag, or like, all right, I know how much this person's spending, kind of thing. Even you know what I'm saying?
I also think that weeds out the chicks you want to date though.
That's exactly what
Yeah,
I was
So
that's
I'm
true,
big
too.
on like if
Damn,
like
we feel
Danny
on the same
Danny
page
didn't
here, bro.
expect it, and when I did it, it was nice. But like, and she enjoyed her, so she had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think our next couple dates were like super chill.
Mhm.
So it wasn't like she was expecting that every time, which was like, oh, I really fuck with this girl, cause like she's regular. She's not like overly bougie, cause I don't date overly bougie women.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it
for
just
sure.
depends, like if you date overly, like if you like overly bougie women, then that's the expectation. Like, oh, you're not gonna take me on this nice date. Like, damn, shorty, let me get to know you first. Do I even like you enough to want to spend my money on you? If I like you enough, I don't mind spending my money on you. But also,
Yeah,
if I
that's-
spend this $200, I need to clap cheeks.
I'm not gonna say I need to clap cheeks, but that's
I'm gonna try to
the
clap
kind of
cheeks.
thing
I
that
say I'll try. 'cause
I'm
I didn't
thinking
clap, but I'll
about
try.
too. Is
I would say a kiss would be nice at minimum.
Definitely got that, boy. I got a good tongue kiss on the first date.
You made the move, or she
bro,
made
I've
it?
I've
I
never
made it.
had a kiss on the first date.
Really?
Really?
No, I got a tongue kiss and a butt grab, and then she was like,
Yeah, but I got
"I
different.
gotta
issues,
go
though.
home," and I was like, "Ah, damn, okay."
Wait, you picked her up and drove her, or she?
No,
drove
we
herself?
met.
Oh, okay.
We met there, and I walked up to her car. We made out,
Mm.
and then we got a couple.
How
more
does that
times.
happen, bro? I have no clue because it's never happened.
Yeah.
to me, though.
What,
It's
first-
like I don't like.
Like
I'm like,
how,
all right,
the,
peace.
The first
See you.
kiss? No, it's just like it's weird because you just hug, and then like she kind of just meets
And
you
you just
halfway.
kiss her
You
ear.
get that vibe, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's a feel. It's like in the
Yeah, I don't
moment
have
kinda
that.
thing.
I don't have that detection.
She met me
See,
halfway.
on
Yeah.
kind of like I've never even been on a first date like that, so I'm glad I've been out the game because I feel like I would be terrible and I'd
Bro.
fumble the bag every single time.
I'm terrible.
It's
I've
a
never had
feeling.
a first date.
Well, I operate in the friend zone. I'd rather be friends with you first
Yeah.
than anything, because then I get to
Yeah,
know who
that's
you are,
that's me.
and then
Also,
stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's just you just get a feel,
Yeah.
and then you just go with the feeling. You know what I'm saying? And if you're wrong, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying? You just leave, or you know, it's a little awkward, but it's not
Yeah.
that really that much awkward.
But I feel like if I did date, I'd be in Brandon's bag. Like, let's go cloud watch, and we not even that I'm trying to be cheap, but just weed those chicks out. And
Yeah.
going back to AJ's point, like, do I even know if I like you like that?
I'm
but
of
you know,
the-
I'm about the weeding out part too. But it just sucks sometimes. You talk to someone, and then
down here is tough though.
for sure, especially
oh,
down here,
Facts.
like you talk to someone, and then like you offer up like thoughtful and creative ideas that don't center around food or going to a restaurant and
Yeah.
being like super dressed up and made up, and people just fall off, and I'm like, wow, okay,
Yeah.
that sucks. I didn't think that was you, but all right.
I'm
But
just
even
here's
down
your
here,
cards.
doing the simplest thing is going to cost you a decent
That's
amount of money.
facts.
And that's like, I go somewhere by myself and it costs me a lot of money. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do it for my damn self. Why do I want to do it for somebody else? But like,
Or that
if
you
you're
don't even really
really
know.
interested in that person, I mean, money really doesn't matter. It's just material at the same time. But
that shit matter, folks. To an
no,
extent.
it really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's you got to put it in perspective.
Yeah, I
you know
said
what
to
I'm
an
saying?
extent, you know.
We talking
Yeah.
about money?
Yeah. It's
Well,
not like,
it just
oh,
depends.
I
It
got
depends
the
on
money,
it depends on how you look at it.
But like,
go
if you
ahead.
want to have a good time with somebody, you'll spend the money for it.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
you'll do it.
Yeah.
You want to have a good time somewhere else, with yourself, by yourself, you'll spend the money on it.
Yeah.
But like on like a first date, like you said, you don't know this person, and you don't know what you're walking into. And then like a lot of times you see being on Instagram, being on this stuff, like people go out on a first date and they really like they got your number saved as food.
Yeah, bro, that was
See, I was
sick.
when I was dating.
Wait, didn't you say you got saved as?
I got saved as fuck boy.
Oh, fuck boy.
Yeah. But when I was on
shit,
the
the
dating
camera.
scene and on the dating apps, I was really big on
That's weird.
I was really big on safety for the woman and comfortability. Like my main thing is I want you to feel safe and comfortable so that you know off rip that I'm not a creep.
Check
Like,
it, because the battery should be fine. Is it not?
Yeah. So that's kind of where I was. I was like, my main thing was like, I don't ever want to put a woman in a situation where she thinks I'm a creep and she has no exit.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, well, let me pick a place where we can both feel safe and comfortable. And if it's awkward, we can just end it early and go.
Yeah.
So it's not like we have a big meal. Everything is light. It's quick. And if like,
Yeah, but
yeah.
that's
What were
also
you
why-
saying? Oh, the time thing. I want women listeners to weigh in on this and give me some tips. Cause bro, it's kind of crazy out here.
I mean, dating also now, I feel like it's a lot harder.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god.
I feel like it's
trust me.
tougher. Like I be with my young niggas and I talk to like my young niggas at the gym about dating, and I'm like, bro, I'm happy I got an old lady, cause I feel like I could get like, if me and Danny broke up, I feel like I can get back into the game and be a savage,
Dude, it's
like
crazy. out here in
insane
the streets.
savage.
Just know I'm in the streets. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Well, I want to go back to what
it's
Brandon was talking
wild
about.
out
You were
there.
saying dating down here in Florida was tough, and just talked about cost of dates, but it's the people down here, bro. And I know
Yes.
we have a lot of Florida listeners, but our main Discord people, the Lindsays, the Tatianas, the Delis, and Pows, and all that, Matt. Y'all don't realize how the people are down here. Like outside of the cost, the people like the I don't want to generalize, but obviously I'm a guy going for girls, so I could only speak on what I deal with or had to deal with. The girls down here, they're looking for ball players.
facts.
They want a nigga with money. They want
They wanna come up. It's a lick.
Yeah, they want that lavish lifestyle. They don't want to deal with a nigga that's
they want
on,
something they can Instagram.
Exactly.
But what's crazy is they don't got
And-
no personality or substance about them.
Yeah, but also
Yeah.
too, like they don't. Yeah, it's weird. I
They
ain't
just
gonna
don't got
say
no
that.
substance. Like they can't talk. They don't get deep into politics. They don't get deep in theory. They don't get deep in life. They
Yeah.
don't get deep in understanding. Everything is like, oh, did you see what
Superficial.
you
Yeah.
see what what's your name is doing? Oh my god, are you tapped into what's going on in
Yeah.
Bro, I
social
don't
media?
even
I'm
know
like,
who
bro,
that
what the
person is.
what the
But the
who
thing
fuck
is,
that?
like, just globally, everyone is keeping up with the Joneses. But if you in a big city, and especially a city like Miami, New York, or LA, like, it's definitely keeping up with the Joneses over here. So, like you said, if you're not living that lifestyle where you can be Instagramming all your vacations or where you live or this and that, like,
But-
you in the mud, you in the streets, like you said,
Hey,
right?
bro, it's all fake out here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
streets ain't that bad though.
You know what
And
I'm
even
saying?
making friends. Tatiana been struggling making friends down here. Like,
Yeah.
I got myself a Midwest girl. Phil has lived in the Midwest. He now has
She's a
himself a
Midwest
Midwest
girl,
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've seen what it's like dating a Midwest girl versus a Florida girl. So you have both perspectives.
I do.
I do.
I do.
But
I did a couple.
Yeah.
Like I've been with a couple Florida chicks though. Like I talked to the chicks that I was meeting before Danny were a lot of Florida chicks, and like going into dating, I was like, I was talking to the Most High, and I'm like, bro, I wish I could just meet a chick from the crib. Like,
Yeah.
If I could just meet a chick from the crib in Florida, and the next thing you know, bing. And I was like,
Yeah,
all right,
so,
well,
You
like-
say the crib.
so
the
a
crib
red-
in Florida means Miami. So
nah, the crib is Chicago
yeah,
for me.
yeah, for you. But when people say the crib in Florida, that means Miami. But sorry, what you were saying, Asia?
yeah, even like on the apps, people would put like, oh, the way to win me over is, reservations and be ready at this time.
Oh
Like,
my
what?
god, bro, that I would.
Like that every person that puts that is expecting you to like what? Like no, one. I'm just saying, hey, show up here, and that's cool. Like that, you're not in it. Even if you're in it for the wrong reasons, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I used to be challenging motherfuckers, thinking like, so what happens if I'm late?
Oh
What if I don't want to do that?
That's the worst.
What's an alternative to
Like
that?
things happen, dude. Life changes every moment. Like
I will say though, dating online, bro, gave me the freedom to say wild shit. I used to test the waters and just say wild
Gave
shit.
him the freedom to say what like he doesn't already.
No, but it's like it's
I
even
know what he says now.
Yeah.
it's even way worse when I was like on dating apps. Like instead of like, hey, what's up, shorty? I'd be like, I don't even know. Like I would just spit shit off my mind that I thought of randomly to see if I would get a response.
Yeah.
And if I got a response, that's when I realized, yo, you really could get away with a lot of shit. And like women kind of sometimes they like when you aren't just, hey, what's up? Like I used to one of my pickup lines was like, I wouldn't say hi, I'd just be like, what's your favorite Disney movie, Lion King or such and such? And then if they disagree with Lion King, I'd be like, I don't know if I could trust you. And that'd start a whole conversation. They'd be like, oh my God, I never.
Oh my God, trust me.
You can say wild shit, but also good shit that's just stupid.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I feel like that's.
But I don't know, when
that
you-
stupid stuff's like some of the best stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Because no one's saying it, which is.
Yeah, everybody has the same.
I just throw bait.
repetitive thing,
Yeah.
and people
I don't know
love
if I could
arguing,
trust
and
you,
that's fun
LOL.
for both.
Yeah, we're ranting basically.
Yeah.
But,
you definitely sound like four bitter men.
Right.
I'm in a relationship.
Bro, I'm
so-
not even bitter. I'm just frustrated.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, I'll just, like, you try to be respectful and be like, yo, participate in like, what do you want to do? What are you going to feel comfortable doing?
Yeah.
And then that gets, like, people get cold feet.
Honestly, women just need to start shooting because they really control the world right
Hey, Tatiana shot her shot with me. You said Danny shot her shot with you.
now. She liked me first. She did.
She liked him
did.
first on
She
hint.
did. And she liked me. And I was like, hey, she knew what it is. She saw a real nigga one
Yeah.
time and was like, I'm gonna like him.
I wonder if she regrets that decision.
I don't know. Sometimes I think she does.
She has a ring on.
I'm
Nah,
fucking with you.
I make her happy for the most part.
All right, we have a lot of dating stuff. Before I get to Jonah Hill, I mean, since we were just talking about Tinder, nearly 2/3 of Tinder users aren't single, which research shows
Are not
Jeez.
single.
are not single.
I can actually that makes sense because Tinder's the hookup app. So Tinder's the app that you go when you just trying to fuck some.
That's
So that
wild,
makes sense.
bro.
Maybe I need.
Bro, it's
'Cause-
wild.
'cause
in
it-
these streets.
Tinder be the wild, hey, bro.
Because
wild
someone
in the streets,
who said
Bill.
this, I don't know who said this. I think
Bill,
Brandon,
it's wild in
maybe
the
Brandon, you
streets.
might have said this.
I'm not in the streets no
But you said, or someone said, when a girl has a boyfriend, it's one versus one. When a girl is single, is one versus however many people
Ooh,
are out there.
damn. That's a bar.
That is a bar.
Did you say that, Brandon?
I don't know, maybe.
Someone said it,
Damn, that's
when I
tough.
was
and I was like,
I'm all just because
I'm better than a lot of these niggas.
I'm big on just
One
because
on one.
just because it's a goalie don't mean you can't score.
Yeah, that's Phil's.
that's
That
my
used to be
shit.
Phil's famous line.
And mind you, I never really liked going after chicks. Like of all the bodies I have, there's very few that I was like, oh, you got a man. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna get to. If I did it, it was like I didn't know, and then when I found out, I stopped. But most times than not, if I found out,
Oh, we kind
prior,
of talked about this
I didn't keep
at your
pushing.
spot. Yeah, I'm the same way too. You used to because of the karma thing, but also like it depends on what I want from the person. But I'm like, if you're doing this to your boyfriend, there's never gonna be an us. Like,
Oh, facts. It was only
I
at
can
that point. It's
see
only
what's
sex.
happening.
Yeah, at that point,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, if you're gonna cheat on your man, then let me see what it's about.
Brandon's
But I'm
Brandon
not
got
gonna
something
date
to
you if
say.
you cheating on your man, because what makes you think that I'm special?
Oh,
Like, I'm not too big for
let
that.
Brandon get this
I
off.
operate in the streets. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And man, it's
Mr. Steal Your
just
He's a
Girl.
street sweeper.
I'm not that guy, but I am that guy at the same point in time. You know what I'm saying?
Duality, you know?
You know, I just be chilling. I just be chilling. I don't go be looking for nothing and all that times. Like there's been times I've been out with you guys and you're like, oh, why you didn't go home with that girl? I'm like, bro, I'm with my homies, just having fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just not really like I really don't care. You know, whatever comes. But yeah, man,
Whatever
just found
comes,
some
huh?
situations where you know, yeah.
Mr. Steal Your
And
Girl.
so my habits out there in the streets have made me untrustworthy of a lot of situations, a lot of things.
Are you
Yeah,
on
a lot
any
of
dating
dealings.
apps?
No, not at all.
he don't need him, bro.
Yeah, but
Nah.
AJ, I know you just say.
Yeah, I
you've
have been
on
before,
some,
and I just
but you not
I
on
don't
Tinder.
I don't really take them serious because it's like I know what they are. You
Yeah.
know?
Damn, that's so depressing, bro.
Sometimes you got a serial swipe. I used to serial swipe, which means I would swipe just to see what likes me.
Yeah.
And then once I figured out what liked me, I would figure out if I need to rebrand or not. Because like
Wait, what
bro,
you mean by
I would just swipe and I just start connecting with a bunch of fat.
Bro, you need
nuggets.
to open a marketing
Wait,
business.
what do you mean by if y'all match, how would you rebrand?
I'd be like, what is it about these pictures keep attracting fat women? I was like, what are my pictures saying about me? So like I would see what I was like matching, right? And like if I'm not matching
dear.
bad bitches, I'm like, all right, I gotta step my photos and my profile up.
Yeah.
Because it's like my profile's not getting the job done.
Yeah.
And so I had to do that a couple times. Like I definitely was like the first time I really got on a dating apps, I went safe and I started liking shit. And then I'm like ugly chick, fat chick. But fat chicks always like me. I don't know why. Something about my face, fat women love me. And then after a while, I was like, all right. Then I start putting like beach photos. I start putting like workout photos
I'm
and like just
vegan.
straight shirt off, like real douchebag photos.
Yeah.
And then I
That's
start
not
getting
douchey, bro.
and like suits, like just real looking like real fresh, like really tightened it up. And then I start getting like finer, more attractive, like career goal oriented
Yeah.
women. And I was like, all right, I figured it out. I figured out the algorithm. So sometimes you just got a serial like just to, it'll give you a perspective on what your profile look like and if your profile is up to par. Because it'll let like if you just serial swipe, you gonna swipe across bad chicks and fat chicks and you swipe across everything, but you'll see who's liking you, who's not.
Yeah.
So it's just research practices.
Damn.
Serial swipe sometimes.
I'm not on those sites. I tried like one time when I was in New York, and I was talking to this girl for like a couple of days, but I was like in and out of New York. I was like, it was in Harlem, and I was in Connecticut, and I was back in Harlem.
Harlem's
But I
wild.
really didn't see no effort. Like there was nothing. I was like, I'm gonna be here 2 days. Like,
Yeah.
what happens if we actually hit it off, and then I go back to Florida?
Honestly, I don't think
What's gonna
I've ever met anyone I matched with here. Like
Really?
in South Florida.
What?
That's crazy.
That's
When I
why.
think about it, yeah.
Damn.
Just serial swipe.
Yeah, you might.
But the thing is, like, I'm also in a spot where I don't really have a lot of time, too.
It's work.
So it's a lot to focus on.
like I
It's
said, bro,
not,
I'm
though.
glad I'm out the game and been out the game because that shit sounds so depressing, bro.
But it
Bro,
is
it's defeating. It sucks.
Yeah.
You know what
I be
need to
thinking
do?
something wrong with me. At the end of the day, like
Nah, it's
you
these-
know,
it's
the
these
women I
Florida
attract,
chicks.
you know, what I'm
It's
saying,
these
I be
Florida
thinking
chicks,
something's
bro.
wrong with me, and I just be like, damn, I fucked up.
Nah,
too.
you know what you need to do, AJ?
Mm.
Take dance lessons.
Take dance lessons?
Yes, bro. Justin met
Oh,
his
because
wife doing
just
that.
be in there?
Justin met his wife doing that. Salsa.
Really?
Nigga went to salsa classes. They be babies in salsa classes. And now he's engaged to one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how my homeboy met his girl. He just salsa, bro. And
Bro, I
it's
just
like,
told this man I don't have a lot of time, and he's like, "Do more." He's like, "You know what? Dedicate your life to
He's
some
like, pick
dance."
up a new hobby
you got a
and
couple
practice
hours.
it 3 hours a day.
Nah, a couple hours every night to the week, 1 or 2 times a week. You can spare a couple hours.
But
This
time.
man says he doesn't have time, bro.
Yo, I barely have time for the stuff I'm doing already that
Yeah.
I've started.
Yeah, I get.
We all know AGB
I just
spreading himself way too
my
thin.
dark Twitter. I just found a full length midget porn. I can send it to you.
What does that have to do with
Bro,
anything?
what?
That
He
was
said he don't
totally-
got
Yo, let's
This
just
is
skip.
the wild
We're
stuff
not
he
even
says
talking.
online.
He said he don't got
He
time.
sends that to a girl. I got this 4-hour midget.
He,
Well,
he said he don't got time. So if you ain't got time, I can send you a little something for you when you get alone.
well, pretty much what he's saying is just put yourself out there and like do things that you normally wouldn't do.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
for
And
example.
then you might find somebody out there like that if you're not having any luck online. And that's how I find people. Well, you know, women. I just be out there doing random stuff, and I'm oh yeah, we're cool. And then and all of a sudden we're like hanging out and stuff like that. And then whatever happens after that happens.
See,
after that.
and y'all know the saying, "Don't shit where you eat." I know for a fact, if I was single, I'd be shitting where I was eating
Don't-
all the time.
oh, facts.
don't
don't-
eat where you shit.
Don't
Sorry.
do it.
No, I
No, it's
definitely-
don't shit where you eat, or don't eat where you shit.
Don't. Yeah.
No, it's don't shit where you eat.
I think
either-
it makes sense both ways, guys.
either-
No,
Either
because one
way-
would be like you're on the toilet eating.
But
The other one would be like you're in the kitchen taking a shit.
Don't eat where you-
It's either you're in the kitchen taking a shit or in the toilet eating a sandwich. Like which one
Yeah,
you
good
rather
call,
be?
Brandon, good call.
I'd rather be in the toilet eating a sandwich. But
Either way, I know I would be trying to holler at my coworkers.
If she around,
don't
take her to
do it.
downtown.
Reconsider. Read some-
Nah, you definitely have sex with coworkers. You
sure?
just gotta weed them out. That's
on the
all.
subject, are you sure? No, don't do it. Don't do it. Experience, don't do it.
All right. staying on the dating stuff, and kind of going off last week's topic of Keke Palmer and her baby daddy, Jonah Hill, immediately after, he's been in the news for, I guess, emotionally abusing his ex-girlfriend, for trying to breaking up with her and setting quote-unquote boundaries. What's y'all take
I
on
only
it?
saw like 2 things on that, 2 text message streams about him. Her saying
So
something.
I'll start
Yeah,
off by saying her leaking the text, corny as fuck. I think anyone that leaks text
Private texts,
messages
yeah.
in private chats is corny as hell, no matter what
Always.
the context is.
Facts.
Yeah, I don't know what her. I wouldn't say no matter what the context
Sorry,
is.
yes, you're right.
I would. If you look at it from her perspective, and someone else made this point also, it's like where is there space for women who go through that? Where is there space for them to talk about it?
Yeah.
Maybe in therapy, or like, I think she had a therapist and mentioned it, or I don't know, but that's happening to them. Like, you're not gonna go to the cops and be like, oh look, like, maybe you can get a restraining order or something, or like, hey, stop texting. I don't know. But in that one, it looked like, all right, this was kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I've never been in her position, and I probably won't ever, because I'm not a girl. But I don't know what it would take for me to want to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would, but I'm just a different
So
person.
Was it? I only saw like 2 things.
Yeah.
Like where there was like him saying something and it was like very brief. It wasn't like a long conversation or anything. It was like 2 like
Oh yeah.
barely this much reading on the screen, and it was just like, oh, why would you post that and stuff like that.
Yeah, so she's a surf instructor.
But what I'm asking, I already know that.
Oh,
but
okay.
what I'm asking is, was it a lot of stuff or was it just?
Oh, there was
that's
a
what-
lot. Yeah, there's
what
a
I
lot.
saw, or-
There's a lot
I
of
didn't look
his
into that.
messages, and really, like, it's he was trying to control her,
Yeah.
but passing it off as, hey, these are my boundaries.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's like, I sent a TikTok and a thing that explains it way better than I can.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My stance was. All right.
Before you get it off,
Yeah.
I want to say shout out to Lindsay, because she's officially a part of the family now. Because I think it was her first time getting annoyed with Phil, and everyone has that moment at one point in time. And I
Wait,
think she was annoyed with Phil.
Before Phil says something wild, can I say something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, if he really had a problem with it, he just left her. But that's just me.
Exactly.
I-
Yeah.
If I really have a problem with
that's-
somebody,
yeah, that's
and
the
I'm like,
point.
yo,
Yeah.
look, I have this, and we stated in the beginning, I had this problem or whatever, and you're like, I'm still doing what I want. I'm like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
cool. You do whatever you want, I'm out. Or whatever like that, but not to that extent. Like,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, if she wants to do something I'm not cool with, and if it's extreme, me, I don't really care. But if it's something I'm not cool with, and she keeps doing it, I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
then we just don't need to be together.
Yeah.
That's fine. Now, Phil, go ahead.
All right. So back to that.
Yeah.
Shout out Lindsay. Mind you,
Mind you.
not mind you, but I knew she was kind of annoyed with me. But the thing is, like, people have to understand I'm an agitator
Yeah.
and like a contrarian. So like, it's okay. I don't take it.
Oh, so
personal.
you admit you're a fucking contrarian?
I've admitted that before though.
I don't
AJ
think you
brought it
ever
up. I
have.
He has, but he's a contrarian, so he likes to deny it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was ready for him to.
No, I'm
be
definitely
like-
an agitator. So
Yeah.
I don't take things personal. So I don't want Lindsay to take anything personal.
Yeah,
Like
I don't think she did.
I don't think she did
Yeah.
either. But when I saw the text, and it's like, so my thing is like, okay, you label a person abusive. So for me, it's like there's levels of abuse, and as I said, this is gonna sound insensitive. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, if that's the abuse, he's giving you an out, because he was like, it's like you don't have to be with me.
Yeah.
Granted, it's the boundaries that we kind of define that maybe aren't boundaries based on that therapist definitions, but it's his boundaries, and it seems like he's very insecure and jealous. That person's very insecure and jealous, and they saying don't be with me. As much as he can leave you, you can leave him. So I think that's kind of where I stand. It's like that's a two-way street. If I'm with Danny, right, and I'm like, I don't want you to do this, I don't want you to do that, I don't want you to do that, and all that shit sound wild, right? But I'm not forcing you to be with me. You can leave if you want to, and if
Yeah.
you stay with me, that's on you.
Yeah, so
I don't know if I've ever had a podcast where I've agreed with Phil on every single point that he like.
And
I'm agreeing with Phil
Yeah.
all podcast.
And so that's
Agreeing
kind
with
of
him too.
where I stand. Where I'm like, it's not that like
Yeah.
to paint him as abusive. I don't like that because there's
Bro.
really abusive people out there. And it's really
Yes.
people being abused. And it's not like he's saying, bitch, you got to stay with me.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, this is what if you can't agree with this, leave.
Yeah.
You can't paint it more clear as day than that.
Damn,
And that's where
I would
stand.
give Phil a hug if I could right now.
And that's
But
kind of where I
yes.
stand.
Yeah.
Whether it's controlling, it's probably
The door
is
is always
controlling.
there to leave.
Yes.
But he made it clear, like, if you don't want to do this, just go.
Yeah, so her labeling him as abusive, if the text messages is your evidence and context, then yes, I have an issue with that. If there's more to it outside of what we've seen, then all right, that's fair. But I 100% agree. Whether you call him abusive or not, Jonah Hill is corny as fuck for what he did.
Yeah, I
So,
think it's
yeah.
like if that's how you met Shorty, like I agree. Like if I met you surfing, I'm not gonna be like, yo, ass shouldn't be surfing. You shouldn't be in bathing
Yeah.
suits. You shouldn't be around niggas.
Also, the bathing suits I seen her wearing,
Yo,
They're probably not
these
even.
are bathing suits that I'd be okay with my like 4-year-old
grandmother.
daughter
But
wearing.
that's
Yeah, your
also
grandmother wearing.
But that's also why I sent the video of Ryan Davis, because if you
Yeah.
look at Jonah Hill, it makes sense why he would be insecure.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so when he's
yeah, but
explaining,
it doesn't make it okay. That's
I'm
the
not
thing.
saying it makes it.
Nah, yeah.
I'm not saying it makes it okay. I'm just saying that.
Just like if he doesn't like it, he could leave.
Yeah.
So
She doesn't
can
like what he's
she.
doing,
Yeah.
she can leave. So it's
So
two-way
at what
street.
point do you take personal responsibility and say, yo, this person's controlling, insecure, and I'm not gonna be with a person like this? Because
Yeah.
if they showed you that before, I'm sure he probably showed you that in the beginning of the relationship. So something about that relationship where you liked him enough to deal with it.
Yeah, it's like if your girl's going out every night and you tell her, I don't want you to go out every single night and stuff like that. And she's like, no, I'm gonna keep doing it.
But you won't leave her.
Yeah, you don't really see what her parts in the
Yeah.
conversation are.
Because you don't know, maybe she agreed to some of that shit in the beginning and then was like, nah, I'm straight.
Yeah,
I don't wanna do
I
this
changed my
anymore.
mind. Yeah, but
You only see one half of it. So when you say abusive, I go to like the darkest places of abuse. Like you beating your chick. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I generally go to the
Verbally
darkest
abusing
places.
her,
Yeah, like calling her out her
degrading
name,
her
you fucking
and-
whore, bitch, I'll kill you, cunt, like shit like that. Like, so
Okay.
when I read those text messages, I'm like, all right, folks might be insecure and controlling, but that's mid. And like the grand scheme of abuse
Yeah.
for me. And that's why I said it might be. And I'm also always the insensitive one. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't,
that's
I
why.
don't
That's
even-
where I
Some
stand.
things are harder for others than other things are.
Yeah. 'Cause, well, you should have. If that's the case, you be transparent. If you're gonna show his side, show your side too.
Yeah,
That
I
way
agree
we-
with that.
That way we get a full story. Because when you only show your side, you paint a picture that.
Well, I don't
you
know if she
control
only
that
showed
narrative.
his. The tweet that I sent initially only showed what he said. I don't know if she only showed what he said, but that tweet was like, "Hey, look, this is what Jonah Hill is saying." So I don't know that like
But
Jonah Hill is the reason why this is like a thing.
Yeah, but to
And-
also try to ruin somebody's career over that, like, fam, it's real pedophiles out here.
Who said she was trying to ruin his career though? You know.
I mean, but in the times we in, bro, when you release
Yeah.
shit like that,
She was trying
that,
to get him canceled.
that always
or-
affects.
She
some,
she possibly, but like what if like we don't know her side, right?
Yeah.
So it could be like she's like, "Hey, stop talking to me. I don't want to be with you."
Yeah.
And
But did
he's
she
still
say
trying
that?
to That's what I'm saying. We don't know, but that could have
Yeah.
been it. We only saw what he said, so to be like, I'm only mentioning this because we're passing judgment on what she did, but we don't
Nah,
know
you playing
the
both sides.
circumstances.
Understandable, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that.
like if you look at what we know we have, like what Jonah Hill is saying, a lot of that stuff is not okay, regardless of how
It comes
or
off as
how
insecure.
bad, like in the spectrum, how bad or
Yeah,
how
comes
whatever
off
it
as
is.
insecure and controlling.
It doesn't come. It is insecure and it is controlling, or maybe not insecure, but it is definitely controlling. The way he's positioning things and saying like, and labeling things that are labeling things his boundaries that are not necessarily boundaries. That just aren't boundaries.
I don't know if I agree with that.
He's misusing the word boundary. Like he probably I understand what he's trying to say, but because if he's going to therapy and knows what boundaries are and so on, then
Can someone?
He can-
Let me see.
No,
if I can
because
pull
I
up
think
the-
it's a boundary.
I have
But
it
I
here.
just think in the space that we in, everything can get misconstrued.
Because
so if I say I don't want you to go across the street,
I alluded to it last podcast. So like Tatiana getting like work done. Like I don't like her getting lip injections or like Botox.
Right.
Because like her mom does that. Like her mom is certified for it. And I would say that is my boundary. And this is like identical to Jonah Hill's situation. I mean, am I misconstruing the word, misusing it? Maybe.
Probably.
But I feel like
based
that's,
on that definition, you would be.
yeah. So, but that's what I feel like I'm comfortable with. And like we've had conversations. I'm like, you know what, this isn't a battle I'm worth having.
Yeah.
So like I've dropped it. And people can call me corny for it, and I'd be like, I get it, because I'm calling Jonah Hill corny for this.
Yeah.
But I know what I'm comfortable with and what I like in my partner.
But like the boundary, that the definition of sin was like it has to let the person be themselves.
Yeah.
I guess. But to me, like, it's whether I can let you be yourself, and I might not agree with it. So for me, that's a boundary. So that's why I said I don't agree with the term that it's not a boundary.
Yeah.
Even based on that therapist's definition of what boundaries may be.
What?
I don't agree with it.
I think on the whole grand scheme of that, you can say anything can be a boundary. If you think about it, anything can be a boundary. Say something that you don't want them to do, and they decide to do it. I don't want you to sleep with other men. That's a boundary for you.
Yeah.
She goes out and sleep with other men. You're setting a boundary.
Yeah.
You're still controlling, in a sense. So I feel like that whole, I don't understand it.
Yeah,
blows
it's
my
tough.
mind.
It is tough to understand.
It blows my mind because like you can set boundaries for anything.
Facts.
And if it happens, you're controlling no matter what.
Yeah. But I think the biggest thing goes back to what Jonah Hill said and what Phil pointed out is he's not forcing her to be with him. He's not saying like this is what you have to do. He's saying like this is what I'm comfortable with, and if you're not willing to do it, then like
peace.
We're not compatible with one another.
I in today's day and age, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because that for me, that is setting a boundary.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what I want. If you can't do it, and if we can't agree to this, let's leave. Cool. That's clear as day. Whether I sound like an asshole or not, it's on the table.
Yeah, the boundaries weren't clear. Is the other thing too? It was like, oh, like if you want to hang out with friends that have a questionable past, I can't deal with that. And that could be, he could determine anyone as having a questionable past. He can, like the way it wasn't clear cut. Like, hey, if you have sex with someone else, I can't do this. You know,
some of it was.
It was more open ended, and
which I say it's controlling in that aspect. Yeah.
But everything's controlling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's levels to control. Like there's levels to everything. So my thing is like, okay,
controlling in the way that like it's not. Maybe controlling is the wrong word. It's just not. It's not clear. Like the boundaries are fluid depending on how he feels and how he wants to interpret that situation. Based on some of the examples that were in here.
Yeah, I don't know much about the story, but I'm just like, and I'm just
it's relationships, so it's never going to be clear cut.
It's the whole boundary. Unless
it's two people.
I feel like there's like people be afraid to say things, people be afraid to communicate, and that's why everything's not clear because it's not normally when somebody's saying something to you that they're.
Can you get a little closer?
It's not when people are like nobody's attacking you. Like you may say something. Oh, I don't like when you do that. Whatever. You get all upset at you, and you're like,
yeah.
I was just explaining to you what I don't like, and that's all. Like I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just explaining to you what I don't like.
Yeah.
And that's gonna have this reaction from me, and I'm letting you know that. But like I feel like it's just tough. Like people don't even want to communicate with each other because everything becomes like an attack. Everybody's attacking everybody. And it's not even like that. Like there's conversations like you've had with each other where you'll say something and then this is even not in a relationship where people get all upset at you about what you said and you're like, that's not what I'm saying, bro. But like, it's just like it's because people don't understand or they think it's like somebody's attacking them or something like that. It's not all the way. It's not an argument to be made. It's just like making a statement. Like, okay, I don't want you to sleep with another men or women. Because then if I say, I don't want you to sleep with other men and you sleep with a woman, oh, fuck, I never said it, you know? So, then it's like, oh. And then what are you going to do? Are you going to, stay with her and she still cheated on you? Or, So it's like you got to be so minute with explanations about what's your boundary nowadays. So, like.
And again,
that's tough to me.
Jonah is fair to have his boundaries, if that's what you want to call them. But to Zach Bemmel, the boundaries that he set
Yeah.
were all corny as hell.
From what I saw,
Yeah, and-
with the bathing suit photo, I was like,
Well,
Yeah.
and part
I
of it is
immediately, I
like
tried even looking more
right.
into it because I was like, this is stupid.
part of it was like you met this person as they were, and then I think more of the issue that people had were like some of the open-ended stuff where it's like, oh, these people have questionable pasts and surf culture and surfer people or whatever. Also, like, she's a surf instructor and she posts pictures of herself in a modest bikini while she's surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no problem.
And she had been doing that before them, but now it's like, now you're trying to change that. You met her this
He's
way.
pissing.
So?
you want
I
piss
want
in
one
your
of
mouth?
I low-key didn't even, I put this on here, but I put maybe because I was like, I don't even know if I'm
Yeah,
really equipped to
it's-
have this conversation.
Yeah.
Because the thing with not having her side of the conversations in there
Yeah.
as well, or knowing where she stood and saying like, hey, like, I don't want him to text me, or I've told him that's fine, we don't have to be together, and he's
Yeah.
still texting me these things.
Yeah, we don't have the full story.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just don't know the boundaries part. And there's like some things like you, like people love like you said, love to throw that word around, and I'm like, I don't even know what it really means. You know
What,
what I'm saying?
boundary?
And then it goes into like a relationship because you can literally you can find a loophole in everything people say. So it's like really. You told me not to do this, but I did something just a little bit off of what you said.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it's just crazy to me. So that's why I sometimes I don't know if I'm some mess up with my head or I don't know, but sometimes people are like, "That's a boundary." And I'm like, "What? That?"
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Oh, but then also you break that boundary as well. So like you set that boundary on somebody else, but then you go out and do something wild, and you're like, you're a hypocrite. You know?
And
I don't want you
people-
posting with those girls, but then you go and post up with some guys.
Yeah.
That
And
is
what
like,
it comes
oh,
down to at the end of the
or
day
vice
is,
versa.
will love prevail? As corny as it sounds, is if someone does break a boundary of yours, are you gonna let the relationship end because of that?
Yeah.
Or do you truly love that person and can you look past it?
Yeah, stuff, bro.
You said what?
Relationships and people and stuff are just messy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's never clean because, yeah, I don't know.
Well, you got to take into account that this day and age, everybody's like pretty much practically nude on Instagram and everything. Everybody's showing off their body.
Yeah,
Everybody doing
the
that.
bikini. That's what I can't get past, bro. We're in
Just
fucking
whatever,
2023. She didn't have like this.
But he be having
super
his titties out.
Skimpy bikini. She had, like AJ said, a very modest bikini, bro.
And some of the pictures,
I wouldn't
some of the
care.
pictures that he screenshot, she was on a one piece.
Oh, see, I didn't even see
she was in a
those.
One Piece. I saw that, and I
Yeah.
was like, "This is stupid," and I didn't even look any more into it. So
What
that's why
does
I
he
didn't
want
know.
her wearing? A 1920s full
A
body?
wetsuit, bro, at all times.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I guess surfers do actually surf in wetsuits.
Yeah, bodysuits. Yeah.
But still.
But I don't have boundaries because I feel well.
I don't have boundaries.
I don't. I'm
You
not in
do,
a
bro.
relationship, so I
You
don't have any
do.
boundaries.
You do.
There's
you're not,
there's
you're
certain
not,
Anything
things
goes.
that no, because at the end of the day, you can do whatever the hell you want.
and
Doesn't
nothing-
mean I have to stay.
Nothing.
I'm gone.
Okay, but that's still your boundary.
Yeah.
Like, is it
Yeah.
gonna upset you?
But no. I mean, of course, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be like, damn.
No, I'm not saying the breakup. I'm
hurt.
saying if this person does X, Y, and Z, is that gonna upset you?
No, because people are just people, man. I mean, I'm not in the streets, Zach. So
He's in the streets right now.
there's things that have
He's saying
happened
right now he doesn't have boundaries.
where
Not like,
I'm like,
if he's in a relationship.
I'm like, well, if you were going to like a girl do something, I'm like, I already know what it is. I'm like, Jesus Christ, and I'm like, well, if you were going to do that, you at least could have let me know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then they'd be like, oh, you're trying to be controlling. I'm like, I just wanted to know.
But to
Now,
me,
if
that
I
to
know,
me that's
I know
still
to
a
act
boundary.
accordingly.
To me, that's still a boundary.
But I'm not gonna be upset. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just explaining. I would just like to know before that. Now,
Yeah.
if you feel like you don't want to let me know things when I'm supposed to be in a relationship with you, and you know what I'm saying, you come to me for protection or whatever in that sense of the matter. Like when shit hits the fan, you calling me.
Yeah.
I would at least like to know what's going on so I don't
What
walk into a
situation it is.
situation blindly.
Yeah.
And then, I get hurt because I don't know what the hell's going on. Or like something happens and I don't know what to do because I can't help you or whatever. So that's the boundary. But I'm like, at least let you know, like you're going to do something, let him know. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to get upset with that person and be like, oh, because then they're going to come at that, yeah, trying to be controlling or whatever. And I'm just going to be like, so a lot